Welcome to 3 Secrets to Successful Workshops, how to plan, promote, and present powerful workshops that create big paydays. I am AmondaRose Igoe, your speaking success strategist. I'm creator of the Invincible speaker system and the ECM Method for speakers. And I am super excited about sharing this information with you because if you've struggled with workshops, I've been there. I'm going to tell you some of the powerful principles that I've implemented that have changed the workshop game for me, and I know they will too for you. So imagine with me for a moment that you are delivering the most incredible workshop that you could envision. Maybe there is a few people in the room, hundreds of people, you can decide totally what that looks like. So envision that workshop, or maybe you call it retreat, boot camp, seminar. That's completely your choice. So imagine that you can have anything you want when it comes to your workshop. It could be at the ideal location that you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's in Bali or Fiji or somewhere international, or maybe down the street from where you live, because that's fabulous too. You get to decide who's at this workshop. Maybe there's some even big players that you have wanted to connect with. There could be a small group of 30 people, or it could be even bigger. Maybe you're on stage hosting a workshop when you have thousands of people. It's your imagination, your vision. You can create whatever you want in this moment. So imagine that you're having a huge impact on so many lives, that you're seen as an expert in your industry. Because when you speak on stages, whether it's your own workshops or somebody else's, your credibility level increases, so people see you as a bigger player. You have a higher level of confidence because now you know that you're playing at a bigger level, so you feel more confident. You know that you have a powerful message to share that people need to hear. And you get raving reviews. People are wanting to take video testimonials and share their reviews on Facebook with people and tell everybody they love you. They give you standing ovations, and they can't help but sing your praises. And you're also creating consistent income from this workshop as well. So you feeling excited? I bet you are, because it's an amazing, amazing experience. The reality is that many people will want that vision. They might even spend time thinking about it and what it would look like. However, they're not getting that those kind of results. But here's the good news. Everything can start to change from today, because I'm going to teach you things that I know have worked for me. And if they worked for me, they can work for you too. Believe it or not, this little pelican guy is the secret to your success. You're saying, what, AmondaRose? How could that be? Stay tuned. I'll tell you in a little bit about why that is. So I want to give you a big virtual thank you hug for taking your time to listen to this training. I put my heart and my soul into my work, and I know that you do too. And I know there are lots of other things that you could be doing. However, you chose to be here with me at this moment. So I want to thank you for that. And I promise you, I will do my very best to make sure your time is well spent with me. Workshops could be the golden ticket to achieving many things in your business. And this event's going to help you get moving in that direction. So let's get rid of those workshop challenges. Let's say goodbye to them for good. I'm going to teach you powerful secrets that are going to help you get more people at your events, market your events in a more successful way. I'm going to help you increase the impact that you're going to have from your workshops and decrease some of the challenges that you might be experiencing. And we're going to avoid common and costly mistakes that so many people make because we don't know what we don't know, right? So I'm going to teach you things that you do need to know, and let's get rid of the don't knows because they just are costly mistakes. And to get the most out of this training, you want to make sure that you're 100% present. So put away the cell phone, put away the Facebook, put away any other distractions, and be fully present. I don't want you to miss one essential element that I'm going to be sharing today, and that can happen if you have other distractions. Take notes, because I'll be sharing with you step-by-step things that you want to start implementing immediately. And I'm going to ask that you be open to changing what isn't working for you. And the reason I'm going to ask you to do that is sometimes we can get stuck. Sometimes we believe something should be a certain way, but there's a better way. And so we're going to get rid of that. Those things get in our way, belief systems that keep us stuck, get rid of self-sabotage, and be open to learning the things that are really going to help you grow your workshops and your business. So be open to what you need to learn now. And I'm going to share with you a special opportunity that's going to help you amp up your current results. So if you need some additional help, I have an awesome gift for you that's going to help you. So stay tuned for that. And also you want to stay with me all the way to the end, because I'm going to give you my ultimate event cheat sheet. And I'll tell you a little bit about why it's a cheat sheet and why you need this cheat. I tell you, it took me a long time to put it together, but it is absolutely fabulous and you're going to love it. So stay tuned all the way to the end to learn how to get access to that sheet. Now, before we go any further, I need to be upfront with you. Most people look at me and think, well, AmondaRose was probably always a successful speaker. She probably opened her business and boom, success was her destiny. Well, yeah, I think it's my destiny, and I think it's your destiny too. But it's not always the case, and it wasn't the case for me. I struggled for a long time before I really was able to achieve the level of success that I wanted. And if it was only that easy, right? If we just opened our door and started our business and everything went great, it would be wonderful. Everybody would be doing it, but it's not the case. See, because I was just like you. So if you've hosted a workshop or thought about hosting a workshop, it might look like this, a small group of people. And that was me. That's me in the pink jacket. And I love these people, but this was my attendance. It was small. It was intimate. Wonderful, but intimate. And it's not what I wanted for my first event. I wanted a group full of people, amazing people coming to my event. And these were all people I knew. So I didn't get outside of my reach at all of people, new people. This is all I could get to come to my event. And you might feel kind of like the same way. And so we all start somewhere. And I started exactly where you might be right now. And from one of my early on workshops, I sold a $1,200 coaching package. And I thought I was home free. I thought, my gosh, $1,200, that's awesome. Well, the reality is $1,200 doesn't pay the bills, right? $1,200 doesn't create a successful business. And so after doing workshop after workshop after workshop and realized I wasn't making money, that happy dance went spiraling down, because you can't pay the bills on $1,200 from one sale. So I didn't know how to market my own workshops. I didn't know how to make money from live events. I didn't know how to sell more of my services, and I'll talk a little bit about that. So as a result, it was really limiting my clients and cash flow, because I loved helping people and I wanted to do workshops for that reason. But I also knew I needed to monetize those workshops. And if I wasn't creating more clients and cash flow, if I wasn't getting enough people to attend, I wasn't getting enough people to continue working with me, I was never going to be successful. And so my clients and cash flow was really limited, and many times like zero in a month. And the worst part is really impacting my home life. I have an amazing husband who has supported my vision all the way along and has always told me, you could do it, honey, you're incredible, you're awesome. But at some point, when your wife is making no money and you're a 2-income household, that's going to wear on even the best husband. We were out walking the dogs and I could feel my husband's energy. I could feel that he wasn't happy. And he said to me, you need to get a job. Oh no, those horrible words, right? You need to get a job. And boy, I got mad because I was like, who's he to tell me I need to get a job? Well, he's probably right at that moment, because I wasn't making any money and we were dwindling through our savings. And, we had a mortgage and car payments and all those things that many people have. And so he had every right to say that at that moment, because it had been a long time since I really provided my portion of the income into the household. And as I walked away and I was really mad at him, and I went to my office and I got down on my hands and my knees and I cried. I cried and I prayed and I said, God, universe, spirit, show me a way. I need help. I don't want to get a job. You gave me these gifts. You gave me these talents. You gave me the ability to serve people. But I got to be able to make money at it too. And I don't know what I'm doing, right or wrong. Help me. And from that moment, I made a declaration. I cried out. And that was the deep, deep prayers, and said, please help me. And the declaration came to me. I declared in that moment that I was going to be unstoppable, that I would figure it out, that I would make it work, because I knew I was doing what I was here to do, and I knew that God, Spirit, Universe would support me, but I needed some other information. So I said, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll invest in other people's trainings. I will figure it out. I'll take the action steps that I need, and I'll do it because I am here to change people's lives. My mission is to help millions of people in my lifetime, and I can't let that be hindered. And so from that declaration, from that moment, and that willingness to do what it took to make it work, everything shifted for me. And as a result, my event grew. That's one of my sponsors, Jessica Brace, on the stage with me. I had, I think, I don't remember exactly how many sponsors. I had a boatload of sponsors at that event. The event was so big, I had to get a stage and a platform. I had a video and audio team. I had an event planner. I had assistants. I had everything that I needed to support me because I could no longer do an event by myself with 20 people because this event was way bigger than I could even imagine when I was hosting those small events. And so you can have that too. It can be your reality. And from one workshop that I did, I created almost $60,000 in income, almost. And that was after expenses. So after hotel was paid, after event planner was paid, I created almost $60,000 in income. That's a nice payday, isn't it? It's a really nice payday. So that could be the truth for you too when you know what works and doesn't work. And because I love step-by-step systems, I like to teach people processes and how to implement, but also do with heart and being able to personalize the processes for themselves, it propelled my success. And as a result, I've taught thousands and in over 20 countries. And I'm the creator of the Invincible Speaker Step-by-Step Systems, the ECM Method for speakers, which is Emotional Connection Mastery Method. I've been on Fox, NBC, a whole bunch of news magazines, spoken at colleges. I'm author of 2 books, Pain Free Public Speaking and Share Your Story, and Chicken Soup for the Soul, and Amazon best-selling books. No different than you. I am absolutely no different than you. Because I know you have the passion and the heart to make a difference just like I do. You just need to know what works and doesn't work. So back to our little friend, the pelican. Remember I shared with you, I tell you a little bit of why he is one of the secret formulas to your success? Well, I'm blessed to live in beautiful Hutchinson Island, Florida on the beach. Yes, that's my view. Pretty amazing, right? And I was sitting on my balcony one day, and I watched a group of pelicans fly over my head. And if you've ever experienced it, it's something just magical. But it's more than just looking at them. I could see from that moment that there was a powerful message that I was being given. And the message was that you've got to implement action steps, that you've got to take the knowledge that you receive, utilize that knowledge, and utilize momentum, and then you get to glide into the results. So it's all about knowledge, information, tools, techniques, momentum forward, and then you get to glide into the results. So if you take the things that I'm sharing with you and apply these principles, you can start to then use that momentum then to glide into the results. We don't get to just glide into the results by not doing anything. We've got to take action steps. And so the message here is to take the action steps, and then you get to reap those beautiful rewards. So if you're not getting the current results that you want, it's not your fault. You just don't know what works and doesn't work, just like I used to. It was me too, until I got some help. Because we're never taught how to speak, for example, in front of live audiences, and then how to host our own workshops. We're not taught how to do that. We just often have to try to figure it out. And sometimes, like myself, I was thrown into speaking with no speaking experience. So I'm going to be sharing with you 3 secrets that you can start to utilize immediately for your upcoming workshop. If you have one planned or you are planning on doing one, you're going to love these principles. So why do I call them secrets? I call them secrets because sometimes they're new to you, right? Brand new, you haven't heard this stuff before. And sometimes you might have heard 1 or 2 of them and you're just not implementing them. So you need a little reminder. And because you need a little reminder, they're still secrets. And remember, you have to stay with me all the way to the end to find out about the ultimate cheat sheet and how you can access that now. Secret number 3, we're going to count backwards, 3, 2, 1, is the red velvet rope, the red velvet rope. Now, before you do anything when it comes to an event, this is the first thing you need to do. You want to look at who are you attracting. So you want to get really crystal clear on the type of individuals that you want to come to your live event. Do you want open-minded people? Do you want willing people? People who are willing to move past their roadblocks? People who are willing to invest in themselves? Happy people? Friendly people? People who are grateful? People who value your time, your expertise, and your knowledge? People who want to connect with other people in the room? Are you attracting a specific type of person? Business owners and entrepreneurs? Women? Men? Parents? People who want to change their current health status? So get really clear on who you are attracting. So who are you attracting to your event? Because imagine if you had a room full of people that weren't your peeps. So imagine if you're a really happy person and you have a bunch of people who are real downers, real negatives, real skeptics. Would you be happy? No, it wouldn't be any fun for you, right? So we want to change that. And so we want to really get clear on who we're attracting. I'm going to tell you how you're going to use this principle in a moment. So this is one of your homework assignments. Come up with who you're attracting. Get a clear picture on those individuals. Do what I call a brain dump and just write it down. Don't filter it. Don't second guess it. Just write it down. Write it down till you're complete, and then stay for another minute, and then see if something else comes up, and then write them down, because you're going to utilize this in a little bit. So for me, having amazing, smiling, happy, grateful people at my events is key. That's me in the turquoise jacket. And I love these people. Look how happy they are. Those are the type of people that I attract for my event, and that's what you want too. So, and then the next thing is you're going to create a list of why do they need you? Why do they need you? You want to think about the problems that they're experiencing and how you're going to provide a solution to those problems. So get crystal clear on the type of challenges they may be experiencing. And then once you provide the solution, what's the outcome for them? So imagine if you're standing on a stage and that your workshop is over. What would people come and tell you that how you changed their life? What would they say to you? So would you tell them that, just say health and wellness, that, oh my gosh, I'm never going to, drink, let's think of something, soda again, right? Or anything, right? So you want to think of what their experience would be. So what challenges do they want solved? How are you going to help them? So what would the outcome be for them when they were done? So how would their life be changed? And so it's about the with them. What's in it for me, meaning your audience? So how is their life changed? So get really crystal clear on the outcome for your audience that you want to see happen. What's the outcome? Remember, you are the solution to your audience's biggest problems. You are the solution to your audience's biggest problems. The things that they want solved the most. And so now you're going to take your 2 lists. After you've done each list and done a brain dump on each list, you're going to find a quiet space every workday or every day. It can be any time during the day. It could be when you first open your office. And you're going to find a beautiful space or outside, wherever you are, just for a few minutes. And you're going to think about your audience. Imagine you're on a stage and what type of people are there. Think about that list. Look at those open-minded souls. Look at those people who are willing to invest in themselves. Look at the people that are ready for changes. Imagine your audience there. Maybe there's a few key people that you want in that audience. Imagine them sitting there. And then imagine how their life is going to be changed. What will they do after your workshop? How will they respond to their life in a different way? What will be different for them? See them coming to you and saying, thank you so much. I'm no longer going to do this, or now I'm going to do this instead, or you helped me do this. And what you're doing is creating a powerful experience to now attract those experiences. And I will share with you from personal experience, when I did this, it was huge for me because people were just registering. People I didn't know, people I knew, people I didn't think were going to come, showed up. I called them in. So what you're doing is calling in these experiences for your workshop. When I would go speak, and I've done this before, I wish I remembered to do this every single time, but I'll go speak at an event and I will sit down and I will do this prior to speaking at the event, and I'll be calling forth all these amazing people. And when I do this, they will always say to me, AmondaRose, you get the biggest attendance when you're speaking. I mean, nobody else gets this many people coming, and they're all happy, joyful, excited to be there, willing to learn, ready to take the next step forward. So it works for even when you're going out and speaking in other people's groups, and it works for your own events and workshops. So find that space, and you want to make sure that you start doing it right away. And there is the policy of the red velvet rope. So this way, only the right people come to your event. That's it. Only the right people. So you don't get individuals that aren't meant to be there. Okay? You only get people that you want there, that you think will just be a joyous, happy, amazing experience. And that's where the red velvet rope is. Because those other people, they can't come in. They won't even know about it. They won't be attracted to it. You'll only be attracting the right and most amazing people. And when do you want to start doing this? You want to start doing this now. Not after I've planned my event a week before. Well, if you have an event coming up in a week, start doing it right now. Well, after the webinar, of course. But you want to do it as soon as possible. Start it in, we're going to talk about the planning part of a live event. You want to start doing it prior to that. Really get that intention, that clarity, and start calling those amazing peeps in that love you and can't help but want to be at your workshop. So let's get to secret number 2, the bees in the seats, the bees in the seats. Have you ever attended a workshop where they had all these seats and there were like 10 people there? It's happened. I remember I went to an event in Orlando this quite a few years ago, and you might be familiar with the name Bob Proctor, right? Very successful, has been in the movie Secret, really well known. You may know him, you may not, but just know he's a really well-known speaker, travels all over the world. He's in his 80s and he's still traveling all over the world. Amazing man. And there were like 10 people at this event. Not Bob's fault. Bob was a guest speaker. It was the person that was hosting the event that could not fill the event. Bob did not look like a happy guy, I'll be honest with you, because he probably traveled far away to get there and there was only 10 people. And that happened to me too. But so that's that event person, the person that's running that workshop, has to fill those seats. And so when those seats are empty, this is what happens. You get that, oh my God, I planned this retreat in Bali and I have 1 person registered. Or, I have a room of 200 seats and I have 5 people coming and it's 3 days before the event. This is how you feel. And you want to get the butts in the seats. That's what that B in the seats means, is butts in the seats. You want people, bodies, sitting in those seats. And one of the biggest challenges that people have is getting people to attend their events. So let's talk about some of the things that you want to do to get those butts in the seats. You want to create a strategy for that. You can't just hope and pray that people are going to show up. You really need to think about it and create a plan for that end outcome that you want. So think about the end outcome. And you reverse engineer it. So how are you going to get all those people there? And so in that plan that you're creating, you're looking at it from a marketing strategy. 90 days prior to your event, you want to create a 90-day game plan. So the 90 days starts before you actually start promoting your workshop. So 2 weeks prior to your workshop, you want to make sure you have all your setup done. So your website for them to register, does the shopping cart work when they click on it? Do they get a confirmation page? Do they then get an email confirming their attendance? You want to make sure all that stuff is set up, that you have every aspect of the registration complete, that you have your event space booked, that you have your team or support staff booked. All that stuff gets done prior to the actual launch and actually telling people about your upcoming event. So the 2 weeks in that 90 days is all the setup stuff. And then what you want to do is you want to create a plan based on this, a step-by-step, and even putting in dates where you're going to do specific things. So the first thing you want to consider in your plan is, how will they learn about it? So are they going to go to a website to learn about it? Will they hear it from other people? How will they learn about this event? Will you use email marketing to tell people? Will you use Facebook marketing? Will you create a Facebook event? You want to think about all the ways that they're going to learn about this event. And then I'm going to give you 2 other strategies that will help you also get people to see and learn about the event. So that's part of your plan. So it's all your different marketing strategies that you're going to implement. 2, where can you meet them? So face-to-face is an essential element. So can you plan out a map where you go to different networking events and meet people and build relationships and then get people to know, like, and trust you, so then you can start talking about your event? Plan a networking introduction where you actually promote your event. Give discounts for people if you're meeting them in person. So there's lots of different ways, but utilizing that face-to-face contact is key. Because if you just put an event on Facebook and you're not interacting with people, unless you have a huge following and everybody knows you, those people that see that event might say they're interested, but are they going to move forward? You have to build that know, like, and trust, because if you're asking people to spend a day with you, 2 days with you, 3 days with you, or travel to come and see you, you've got to have some kind of interaction with them. So you've got to meet them, even if you meet them virtually. So one of the ways that you want to do that, and also besides network meetings, you want to find speaking opportunities. Speaking opportunities is the best way that I fill my events. Hands down, the best ways. So what I go and do in my 90-day plan is I book a whole bunch of speaking opportunities within a 2-hour radius. And I might do additional webinars and things like that, but I'm not going to go into that today. So I'm going to plan a whole bunch of speaking opportunities. And I don't wait till last minute to book these speaking opportunities. I start getting on people's calendars in advance. And the reason being is because their calendar's filled up. If I have an event coming in January, I don't want to be on their calendar in February. I want to be there before my event starts, right? Because I want the opportunity to speak, build a relationship, and close them on my upcoming event. And so you want to look for speaking opportunities. And you want to create a signature talk that you can just go from group to group and present. So you're not creating an individual talk for each presentation. And that's one of the things that I help my clients do, is craft their talk from opening to closing. Every element, their signature story, all their key points so they give value and they're not giving away the farm, and the closing, every element of it, I help them co-create it. I write it with them. And so you want to have a signature talk that you can go out and do over and over again. So you're not creating additional work. It's just booking the speaking opportunities, going present the same talk, closing the business, and registering people for your event. I had one group that I spoke at. I think they had 21 people come to my workshop. I had another one that had like 14 people come to my workshop from that one group. So you just never know. You could get a bowl. I mean, that's right there is 36 people coming to a workshop from 2 different groups. Do you see how you're going to get the butts in the seats? That's a great way to do that. And the last one is, who is willing to share it? So we often get uncomfortable in asking other people to help us. Get over it. I'm sorry to say that. I'm usually not that blunt, but get over it. It's not going to serve you believing that you cannot ask for help. You cannot do this on your own. So think about who in your database, who in your contacts do you have a relationship with that is willing to share your event. So they can then repost it on Facebook for you. They can maybe share it with 2 of their friends. Ask them if they know of anybody that would be interested in, or would they be willing to share it on Facebook. Ask them. It's not a big deal for people to say yes or no. And ask them for help. In the languaging, make sure you say, I was wondering if I could get your help or something, or can you help me with this? Ask. The worst thing they can do is ignore your message, or they'll just say, no, they can't do it right now. Maybe they're helping somebody else and they don't want to promote 2 things at once. That's okay. You just move on and offer to help them as well if they need to. So think of who you know that has a big list, who you know that has a big event, who do you know that has a lot of contacts, and ask them for help. Even somebody who doesn't have a lot of contacts but loves you, ask them to share it, because it's more exposure, it's more people singing your praises, it's more people with more butts in your seats. And who doesn't want to have an event that says sold out, right? Don't you? I love it when my event says sold out. That is awesome. That's my personal experience. I love it. You might have an unlimited amount of tickets, but typically you have an event space and that fits a certain amount of individuals. So at some point you're going to hit that sold out mark. And if you put enough butts in the seats, you will be able to put that on the website and saying sold out. And then people are going to go, oh my gosh, it's sold out. I'm too late. I need to go next time. It creates an urgency for them to register early the next time. Size your eye, and I'll tell you what that means. So first, let's kind of look at the budget. When people often think about a workshop, they go, I don't know if I can afford to do one. I don't know if I have enough money for the event space. Maybe I need to hire somebody to help me with the website. I need some support team. And if it's big enough, I need video, audio. I might need some marketing help. And then they come up with all this cost and they don't do it. Or they do it and they don't make any money at it. So secret number one is supersize your income. Supersize your income. And the big myth about ticket sales. So let's talk about this. Because in order for you to supersize your income, we've got to overcome this challenge when it comes to ticket sales. So often people think that I host a workshop, people applaud, they love me, and I've reached my goal. Well, you're really not going to make any money doing it this way. And I'm speaking from experience. Do you think that $1,200 that I made covered part of my event cost, part of my ticket sales, but I didn't make much money afterwards? Because all those things add up, right? But let me show you how you can actually make more money. So if you look at your event as an income generator based on your next level offer, you have your workshop, you offer to your audience an opportunity to continue to learn and grow with you, that now is your irresistible next level offer, right? That's the next step for them to take. And so when you do that, it's a game changer. So let me share with you a couple things around offers that I think will be super helpful. Is the longer you have time with your audience, the longer you have time with them, the higher your offer could be. So if you do a 2-day event, you have a longer time to build a relationship with an audience, higher your offer can be. If you decide to even go with 3 days, then you can even offer a higher program because you have even more time to build that connection and that relationship. So the longer you have with an audience, the higher your offer could be. Another thing around timing is you don't want your offer, if you're doing a workshop, to be the last thing that you do. So for example, if you decide you want to do a 1-day workshop, you want to offer your special next step before the last break. So you have your lunch break, then you have another break, so you offer it before your last break. That way, people aren't running out the door having to go home and take care of the kids, or they want to avoid traffic. They can then process it and think about it on the break, fill out the form, hand it in before they leave, and so it allows them time to think about it. So normally, in many cases, if you're going out and doing a signature talk, you make your offer and that's it, because you only have 45 minutes. But in this case, you want to make your offer based on the time that you have. So if you do a 2-day event, you make your offer at the end of day 1. So that's a little bit of accelerated principle on offers. But let's take a look at how the money shifts from I can't afford it because of event space, I might have to hire a web person to put the landing page together, and I need a virtual assistant to do this, and I might need somebody to help me. So let's get rid of that concept, because that's going to limit your hands down. You're not going to make any money with workshops if you think about it that way. However, if you were to make an offer and you had 100 people in your attendance, and you offered a $997 program and only 20 people, just 20 people move forward, you just made $19,940. So if your event cost was $2,000 or $3,000, doesn't that make total sense? Right? Because you do have to know how to make a successful offer, but that's the possibility. It changes the shift with the idea that I can't make money at workshops, because you don't make money on selling the tickets. You make money on what you offer. And so here's another example. So if here's a higher level offer. You have 20 people and you offer a 1997 program. That's $30,940. How do you think I made $60,000? I made an offer. It was even higher than that. And so I even needed less people to move forward. And so just think about that. What's possible? You could make a great offer, but remember, the more time you spend with the audience, the higher the offer can be. So you may have a challenge if you're going to say, I want to offer a $4,000 program in a one-day workshop. It might be a little bit harder to sell. It all depends on your abilities to make an offer from the stage. And you could do this over and over again, over and over again. So say you want to do your workshop twice a year. Well, if you make $30,000 and another $30,000, that's $60,000. Now, I can't promise that that will be your results, but I just want to show you that is possible when you know exactly what you're doing from your, all the stuff that you put in your workshop, from the principles that you share and your closing. And if you need help with that, I can certainly help you create your entire workshop event from all the points that you want to share, your closing, your story, every element of it, your offer, what you're going to be offering. Obviously, I don't have time to do that here, but I can certainly help you with that. And so that's the big path. That's the path to big superstar workshop success. That's how you achieve that kind of financial thing that you see other people doing. When you see people who have 2,000 people at an event and they made $1 million, they didn't make $1 million from the ticket sales. They made $1 million from that event, the event sales, the things that they sold. And think about the last time that you had a workshop. Did you even have a closing? Or was your ticket sales the way that you thought you had to make money? Did you give away all your information for free? Like, they've got so much value, they didn't need any more of you. They felt like they got everything. And maybe people loved you, but they didn't move forward. Maybe you made an offer, but just didn't sell. So it's a good time to change the financial results that you're getting. It's a good time to really amp them up, to increase the impact goal that you're having and reach that goal. And even if you're unsure how to do it, there are ways to help you. There are ways to move it forward. And just think about what this is costing you when you don't know what you're to do, and really to amp up those kind of results. I mean, I gave you great principles to start implementing now. So as a member, I shared with you, I was going to tell you about a special opportunity that you are going to love, that this is my gift to you. So stay tuned for that. And you got to stay with me all the way to the end to get the ultimate cheat sheet. So how much free time do you have? I know you're saying, AmondaRose, none. Well, do you have time to go watch a whole bunch of workshop videos on YouTube? Do you have a bunch of time you could actually watch my videos on YouTube? Do you have time to read a bunch of books? You can read my books. Do you have time to read articles or blog articles? No, you don't have a lot of free time. So you really want to accelerate your time. So you could do a whole bunch of other stuff, or you could get what you want and do it faster and further and quicker than you ever thought before. So even if you're new to hosting your workshop, even if you're brand new to speaking, even if you don't know exactly what's not working for you, get ready for 100% real answers. Are you ready? Because I can help you with that. And I told you I had an awesome gift. So if you want results and you're committed to it and you're not willing to play small anymore, I'm going to share with you a couple of what happened to a few of my clients. Vanessa Shaw, who'd never given a presentation before. She now does 4 sold-out events a year, and it's resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in new revenue. She speaks all over the world, and she had never given a presentation prior to working with me. Kamari Mullen, who'd also not done her own workshop, she now holds multi-events every year. She has more high-end, committed, and perfect fit clients. And Ame and Karen, they were hosting their own workshops, but they weren't selling. So after working with me on their presentation, they now had a long line of people waiting to enroll in their new program. So here's the special opportunity. You're going to be able to discover what is standing in your way of you getting the results you want. What's sabotaging you? We're going to take your personalized situation and create a plan of the steps that you need to take, and then we're going to look at the number one thing you need to immediately do to get you into action that will change your financial finances forever, including the way that you do workshops and presentations. Right now, you can apply for a 30-minute complimentary Boost Your Profits with Speaking breakthrough session. And that way you can start accelerating your results. So this is a one-to-one session. You and I, we're going to talk for 30 minutes about what's going on, where your challenges are around, whether it's speaking or hosting your own workshops, where you're not making money in this arena, what you need to start changing. And you can do that by applying at speakerbreakthrough.com, speakerbreakthrough.com. Now, I am going to pick a limited number of applicants, so you must go there right now and put in your application. Tell me why this is important to you, why you need this, so that I can help you. Otherwise, I can't help you. I know that I've shared great information with you, things that absolutely help, but imagine all this great information, how much more knowledge is in my head that you want to access. So go ahead and apply now at speakerbreakthrough.com, speakerbreakthrough.com. So I promised you a super bonus, didn't I? It's my ultimate cheat sheet. So let me tell you what it is. It's the ultimate cheat sheet for everything you need on the day of your event. Now, this is only part of the page. It's a list of everything that you may want to bring to your live event. Because imagine you go to your event and you forget your cell phone charger and you need it. That would stink, right? Or you forget your computer and you need it. Or maybe you needed a flash drive and you left it home. Maybe you needed a travel clock. I always put a clock up on the stage with me to monitor. So I also monitor my own time. I don't leave it just to somebody else. So maybe you needed that. Did you need a video camera stand? Did you need crazy glue because your shoe might break? So this list tells you everything that you need. And it's a document that you can go ahead and print out for every single event that you do. All you need to do is go to AmondaRose.com/cheat-sheet. AmondaRose.com/cheat-sheet. I want to leave you with this one final thought. Is I am where I am in my life and in my business because I've been willing to get out of my comfort zones. I've been willing to make that declaration and stand behind it and find the help, get the guidance that I needed so that I could be unstoppable, so that I could reach the impact and the income that I wanted. And I want that for you too. So take the next steps, apply the principles I shared with you, start implementing them immediately. Put a date to that event that you've been talking about doing. And get the next step help, which is to apply at speakerbreakthrough.com. Apply at speakerbreakthrough.com so that I can help you achieve that ultimate speaking desire that you've been thinking about for some time. Now is the time, so take that next step.